Hello, Taurus. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If Taurus is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Taurus, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And how awesome is that? We get the Magician. This is a Mercury energy. The Magician, the Magus, the Trickster, the Juggler. This is a very adaptable energy. This is someone who really can blend in anywhere. You can wear many, many hats. I think you do play many, many roles in your life. I think you probably are familiar with a lot of different cultures. You probably speak a lot of different languages. Spirit could drop you anywhere in the world, and I think you would find a way to not only blend in, but prosper, thrive, right? You're somebody with a very intelligent mind, high IQ probably. You have a lot of different interests. I feel that you have a lot of different, I feel like you got a lot of different tabs open in your mental browser, and you're always sort of investigating a lot of different things at once, or you're multitasking. That's it. You're truly multitasking because I don't know, it's like your mind works that way, and you're able to keep all the wires straight, you know. I think you're probably very technically savvy. I think you know how things work. Probably when you were a kid, you like to take things apart and look at them and maybe not put them back together, but look at them, understand them. You probably had a lot of piles of things everywhere that you were doing at the same, in the course of a day. You had a lot of things going on when you were a kid, you know. And I think you probably have a lot of things going on now. Well, let's see where we might be settling into life, how we might be taking advantage of this very special energy that you have. You're the architect of your own reality. Okay, so this card is very important. This card is the result of a lot of karmic work, being a pure conduit for spirit. The Magician is able to take the divine light of awareness, of will, of consciousness, and channel it directly into manifestation. The Magician is the one that can convert energy to matter with no waste, right? Let's see what's going on here. Let's put the rest of our cards out on the table. We've got the Hanged Man. Interesting to get the Hanged Man. A 10 of Wands, the Hierophant, which is your superpower card. And an 8. Oh, okay, an 8 of Cups. There we've got the diversity of mind. There we've got Mercury in Sagittarius. You got a lot of arrows going out into a lot of different directions. Okay. 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups, 4, 2, 3, 4. Holy smokes. You almost got us straight here. 4 of Swords, and then the 10 of Pentacles. Yes. Yes, this is a rare opportunity for you. This is once in a lifetime. This is going to be good. There's an offer on the table for you, I think, right? And I think that maybe in some ways you're worried that it's going to be too simple or too boring or too limiting. That 4 of Swords over here is what I'm thinking about. It's in the position of what you don't want. You don't want something limiting. You don't want something that says, look, you got to just follow the Follow the directions, follow the recipe. It's like you're getting a job, you're being offered this great position, and you're worried that they're just going to tell you, hey, look, don't get creative. Just read the script. Just go by the book, right? Just follow the procedures. Don't try to get creative. Don't try to innovate, and don't use your genius, right? It's really simple. You put the thing in the thing, you turn the knob, and that's it. You're done. Okay? It's like you're worried that it's going to be way too simple for you, you know? And so I almost feel as if you've resigned to not wanting to do this before you've even entered into the situation. Okay? I almost feel that there's a rejection just right off the bat. No, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. Well, let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. You'll have to excuse my voice today. It's getting a little hoarse. So here's our mystery card. It's a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. It's going to go right here with Bubo, our mechanical owl. We're not going to look at that card until the end, but it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If you have a prediction for that card, please put it in the comments down below. Let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise, right, of intuition. Yeah. Okay, looking around the room, it's interesting. We've got our three major arcana energies, and these three are right here together, right? Kind of a three wise men sort of energy. But they're clustered here, okay? It's almost saying that, look, if you stop this thing now, if you preemptively say no, then you're sort of missing out on all of this other energy. Which, yeah, maybe you're missing out on some boredom. Maybe you're missing out on a heck of a lot of work and, exhaustion. But you're also missing out on love and celebration and creativity and best life ever. The Ten of Pentacles, your wealth, your success, the richness of life. Okay? This isn't going to be as boring as you think. It's not going to be as limiting as you think. But I think once we get to the path of the serpent, you're going to realize that you need this card. Because maybe that card, it's not keeping you down. It's not holding you back. It's not trying to put your creative genius in a little tiny box. It's just trying to, I think, it is maybe simple. You know, maybe it's the idea that you're going to come to realize that you need a little bit of simplicity. You need something that's not keeping so many tabs open, or something that's maybe not that's not taking up all of your time, because maybe there's more room here for this love, right? This 2 and 3 of Cups maybe is something that we say, hey, yeah, I want that. I like this. You know what? I can't help but get a little bit of this Office Space vibe, in your readings lately. I've had several readings that have that vibe, and I think it's just kind of something going on in the collective right now, that it's just, for right now, I think all of us, in a way, are looking for life that is filled with meaning, filled with purpose, filled with richness, and it's like we're trying to calm down from stress. There's enough things to worry about in life. Let's not try to make it too complicated. That maybe if we can take something that's more simple, more laid back, a little bit more easygoing, if it's going to allow us to celebrate, to enjoy, to love, to feel, in terms of our relationships, but also to feel that we've been doing something, to feel that we're productive, to feel that our life has meaning to it, then I think that's where a lot of us are trying to go. Yeah. The Hanged Man on top of the Magician is almost saying that it's almost saying that we're sacrificing our own genius. That a situation, and maybe this is the opportunity that you kind of see this as being the case, even though I don't believe that it is, but you almost look at it as, if I take this opportunity, it's like I am surrendering my genius. It's like I am sacrificing my magician, and maybe it's an idea of sort of relinquishing control. Maybe it feels like you're acquiescing. Maybe it feels as if you're putting your fate into something else's hands or someone else's hands, right? It maybe feels as if it's the Hierophant sort of coming back and saying, I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to control your fate, not you. You have no right to do it. I'm going to do it, right? And that's a sacrifice that you don't want to make. Okay? But I'm wondering if we're maybe not looking at this quite accurately. Okay? The Hierophant back here, yeah, I feel like it is the idea of conformity, whereas the Magician is the idea of innovation, of change, of ingenuity, of genius, of uniqueness, right? But in some ways, we can look at the Magician as the culmination, as the result of, in part at least, as a result of the Hierophant. It's sort of like the Magician is you standing on the shoulders of giants. Okay, so we're realizing it's kind of like we need the rules and the technique and the practice if we're going to be those musical geniuses, right? If you're going to be the jazz improv kind of person, you got to know the structure and the rules and the technique, and you got to know how to play your instrument and all this stuff. If you're going to break the rules, right, you got to know the rules first. So I kind of see that's what's going on here. But with the Hanged Man, it feels as if I don't want to have to go back. Now that you've gotten a taste of sort of being the creative and being, I don't want to say genius, but using your higher genius, right? Tapping into that magician energy. It's like you don't want to go back. Once you become the master, or you've graduated, you don't want to go back to school. You know what I mean? You don't want to go back to first grade, right? And so I think that you have this perception of your current opportunity as being a step backwards. Okay? And it may feel that way. With the ten of Wands underneath the surface, I think you're somebody that you really like to do things yourself. I think there's a difficulty asking for help sometimes. It almost feels that there is this infinite energy. But there's not. We have to be careful. Because eventually we will tire. We will wear out. We will fatigue. Okay? And maybe this is part of the reason why we don't want to take this opportunity. We feel as if it's going to be a challenge just to endure, right? I'm sure we've all had jobs like that, right? Where the work itself isn't tough. The work itself may be very simple and very easy. Taking a part, putting it into a box. I've had jobs like that. I used to work in a warehouse. You just have to pick parts, put them in a bag. Right? It was such a challenge to get through an 8-hour day. I felt exhausted at the end of it just because it was, I don't know if it was monotonous or boring or too simple, or it didn't engage me enough, or whatever it was, right? It was very challenging. And so it could be that your magician is thinking, I don't want to do this because it's going to wear me out, just because of the boredom itself is going to fatigue me, right? I kind of feel a little bit of that's going on here. Because you don't mind hard work. You love putting in all of your effort into something, and and it feels like you have an infinite supply of energy, which you don't. You have to take care of yourself. You have to know when to slow down. Maybe this is a situation here where you are going to get to slow down, right? But I think with the Eight of Cups up here, we're sort of already expecting this to be a loss. We're already expecting this to be a downgrade, or a backslide, or a step in the wrong direction. Okay? It's like I've just graduated. Why am I going back to high school? That doesn't make any sense, you know. I wouldn't want to do that. Who would want to do that? So the Eight of Cups is kind of we're looking at the opportunity as being not something I want to engage with. You know, looks like some swampy, non-potable water, right? It looks like there's a cup, but it's cracked and the water is draining out of it. And I don't, you can't sell me that. I don't want that. I think you're not in such need of anything that you're willing to take this. You're not just dying of thirst in the desert and you're going to take whatever water you can get. You're saying, that doesn't look all that good. I don't want it. Okay. And so the Hanged Man is kind of like, it would be that your hands, I mean, it's like your hands and your feet are tied, that you're bound to this suffering, and the magician is saying, I'm not ready to sacrifice this kind of magic, this kind of life-creating energy. You know, it feels like the Hanged Man is trying to take all that away. But the Hanged Man is also a card that's kind of going with the flow, right? And in a way, the Hanged Man kind of says, look, magician, all you've got to do is ease into this and follow the current. And I think it really takes you to an extraordinary realization. I think it has this kind of, it has this happy ending that you weren't expecting. It's kind of like this is some fireworks at the end. It's like, whoa, I didn't know that was going to happen, you know. I feel like this is an opportunity that's going to enable you to use your creativity in a very major way. It's not some boring, simple thing that's going to, you know, demand that you dumb it down, that you simplify, that you stop being you. The reason why you're being given this opportunity is because of these qualities, these skills, these talents that you have. And now we've got very creative problem solving here. This Eight of Wands is a mind that is shooting out in all directions, looking for the solutions to things, right? And I don't know if you're maybe a consultant or you're an engineer or you're a planner of some kind. I don't know what the opportunity is. It doesn't even really have to be a job or a career, right? Whatever option is sort of on the table now that you're by default rejecting. Okay, it could be a romantic thing, could be a family thing, whatever it is. I feel like you're by default rejecting it because you don't want to lose your autonomy. You don't want to lose a lot of things, you know, with that magician energy. But here we have the magician in Sagittarius, right? Mercury in Sagittarius. And it's a lot of arrows going off in a lot of different directions. And I think this is, you're being utilized in a way that you really appreciate, right? Whatever the situation is, it recognizes the people involved or what. I don't see really any images of other people, but it feels as if this institution, whether it's a job, a school, or just a life or a family thing or some kind of organization or whatever, I feel like they recognize you as the magician, and that's the skill they need, because now the magician is going out into all these different directions at the same time. The magician kind of feels like someone that can be in 10 places at once. Well, you can't. You're not cloning yourself. It's just that your mind can move so fast that to an ordinary observer, it looks like you're in 10 places at once. Okay? I think it's the whole faster than light travel kind of thing and whatever, some kind of quantum mechanics or something like that. But it's just that you're able to really have all these tabs open in your life and really have that focused energy in everything. And that's a skill not all of us have. Okay? a lot of us maybe can focus on one or two things, and the other 8 or 9 or 10 have to sort of be in the background. But you, I think, are able to really give full attention to a lot of different things at once. But this is a skill that's being utilized here, okay? And looking at this in kind of another way, and I don't know if I should even put this out there, but it's kind of just occurred to me that perhaps this is, like I said, with sort of high school. I'm out of high school. Why do I want to go back? Maybe this is a departure from somewhere. Okay. And the Eight of Wands is sort of your realization that you can take your skill, your talent, your magician energy into a lot of different places. There's a lot of different things out there that would be very happy to have your energy. Okay, maybe this is you graduating from a college or university, and now you're kind of, maybe you feel that it's hopeless that you'll find something that is going to bring you your 10 of Pentacles. Maybe the job search is exhausting. I think this is for people who are, ready to enter the workforce, or who are looking for a sort of lucrative career. Maybe have just graduated some sort of school or university or training program or whatever. And there's this feeling of hopelessness that, you went through all of that schooling and now there's nothing out there, right? The Eight of Wands is the realization that there are a lot of places out there that would be darn lucky to have your genius, right? Working with them, okay? I want to make sure we mention that point of things here, because I think that's an important aspect of this. And then I think when the right opportunity comes along, you've got to recognize the potential. You've got to recognize the benefits of it. And we're going to go over to the path of the serpent now to talk about some of those benefits. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It supports the channel, and I appreciate that. I also have another channel, Dove and Serpent Bedtime Stories, so search in the YouTube search box and go take a look at that if you want. The Two of Cups, love, right? Right away we get this feeling of reassurance. We sort of get this feeling of bliss, of happiness, of really a relief. It's almost like you start at this company, you think it's going to be absolutely terrible, but you get there and you realize that your best friend from years ago works there too, and it's like, oh my gosh, a friendly face, that we have this relief, we have this sort of, this joy that makes everything okay, But I think this card is also really the realization that, hey, this is much different than what you thought. Okay, that this is really something that you could fall in love with. And with the Two of Cups, it feels to me like it's your relationship with something else, a person, a company, a school, or job, whatever it is, your relationship with something else that is mutually beneficial, reciprocating, right? And it's mutually encouraging. You're making them better, they're making you better. They're encouraging you to be your very best self. And this is really, this is a relationship. I'm not talking romantic here. It could be, I guess, but your relationship between this other thing that is extremely beneficial. It's kind of, 1 + 1 is equaling more than 2. Okay. It's a situation out of which you can utilize all your skills and talents, that you can be creative, that you can and will have to use all of this magician energy, and you will have a lot of freedom, a lot of authority, that you will get to choose your direction. Okay? But it's just about taking that step and easing into this situation and not rejecting it by default. Here we have the Three of Cups. This is in the position of your environment, right? So this is everything we said about the Two of Cups. This is it actually happening, right? Going from a 2, now we're at a 3. We realize that this is a really good match, okay? Maybe to put it mildly. A really good match, and this is us having that match and having that experience. Okay. The Three of Cups is abundance. It is that overwhelming feeling of joy, and I think that this is it's a really satisfying place that you get to. Now, this card could be about family, could be about close, intimate friends, could be about your coworkers. It just feels like home. Okay. This is really the sense of, you know, if you love what you do, you won't work a day in your life. Yeah. And so this is the excitement, you know, that we have. I feel that this is, it's also the realization that, or not even the realization, but the actual occurrence of great things happening when you get together with this other entity, whether it's a company or a person or a group of people or an institution of some kind. And it could be that it's your university or your school that they've asked you to come back and be a teacher there or something. You know what I mean? And you realize that the interaction between you and this other entity are producing really great results. It's really a match made in heaven that's producing unbelievable things. It's like you get together with the right person and suddenly all this wonderful music starts getting made. You know? It's more than either of you would have done on your own. But together, it's just marvelous masterpieces, right, being produced. And I think it's in that state that we realize the Four of Swords is something that we need. That we need a little bit of containment. You know, we've got the Eight of Wands, we've got that magician energy that just wants to do as many things as it can. It's just, you know, very, very sort of active, right? Especially with that Eight of Wands. But then we narrow it down, you know. The 8 becomes the 4. We realize we want a little bit of structure. We need a little bit of a schedule. Maybe the magician here with the 8 of Wands doesn't want a schedule. Doesn't want to have to wake up at a certain time and do a certain thing. Doesn't want to have a routine. Doesn't want to have habits, right? It's kind of like we surrender a little bit of that freedom, I guess, right? Freedom from routines or freedom from a schedule. Maybe it's a work schedule or whatever. This is a little bit of structure, okay? This is a little bit, I think, of realizing that we've got to open our mind a little bit and give this thing a chance. We start to see that, hey, this might be the right path. I might be on the right path now. You know, this seems like this is perfect. The 10 of Pentacles is your best life. It is your feeling of wealth, your feeling of success. Okay? It's not the disappointment you thought it was going to be, right? It's not the letdown you thought it was going to be. It's something that is, it's a means for you acquiring more freedom. It's a structure that you need in order to harness these skills and talents and this genius that you have. The only difference between genius and madness, I think, is, I don't know, a little bit of structure, I guess, right? A little bit of discipline. And that's sort of what the Four of Swords is asking for, I guess. Or it's the realization that I shouldn't just reject this outright before experiencing it, you know? And I think when you experience the real pleasure and joy that you're going to get out of this, and the types of energy that you're going to be, you know, creating, and the types of things that you're going to be doing, and what it's going to lead to, and how it's going to grow, and the abundance coming out of that, I think you're going to realize that, yeah, I need to rethink this a little bit, you know? I'm going to stop being I'm going to stop rejecting this, because this seems like it may be leading to your very best life. Yeah, the 10 of Pentacles at the end. Let's check on our mystery card. I would like to see, we've got the air, we've got the fire, we've got the water and earth. I guess another major arcana energy, maybe the Empress, maybe Wheel of Fortune, yeah. that opportunity. Maybe the Fool. Maybe the Fool. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments down below. Let's take a look. Ah, yes, of course, it's the High Priestess. The High Priestess is sort of asking you to trust. It's asking you to do Hanged Man, go with the flow, stop resisting kind of energy, right? Let this flow into this, ease into this, lean into this opportunity. Trust that this is the process that's leading you to your best life. The High Priestess is card number 2. What's card number 3? What's right behind the High Priestess? That's right, the Empress. Your best life, right? The paradise, the best life ever, the big rock candy mountain, yeah? So I think Spirit's saying trust in this path because it is leading you to your Empress life, your best life, 10 of Pentacles, the full richness of life. It's not just money. It's not just 10 of Pentacles. The Pentacles contain every other energy, or they should. Otherwise, they're just empty shells. The High Priestess is assuring you that this is not just you selling out for money, that you're not sacrificing your creative genius for a couple of dollars. That this is something that's going to be fulfilling in every way. Okay? Because if you look behind the High Priestess, you see those pomegranates, and that is the connection with the Empress that's behind, right? Behind the High Priestess. So Spirit's showing you the way and saying you're going to have to trust. Okay? This is good. This is very, very good. We're going to do an extended reading too. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Taurus are on Mondays and Fridays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's totally free. Subscribe to Dove and Serpent Bedtime Stories as well. All right. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together. Oh, empty. Shoot.